Ladies and gentlemen, you're fired. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're fired. And I have some other good news just for you. Hi, this is Stan Houston, Stan the spokesman, and the program is just for you because today you have to be a master entrepreneur, and you're going to have to be powerful and effective as an entrepreneur because right now you are in startup times. That's right. From now on, every business, every career, everybody who is doing something has to look at their situation, to look at their position, their business, and understand that you're fired. You've got to start over. Your career, your life, perhaps even your legacy is at stake. And so I'd like to talk briefly about that today. The program is The Master Entrepreneur, and you're fired. As most people know, and I have to keep pointing it out from time to time, the only person in the 2016 election who had any real experience in front of a microphone, in front of a camera, learning how to actually be the producer of, the promoter of, and in many ways the chief performer of a radio or TV program was Donald Trump. Not only was he a real estate guy, and did a pretty good job at that, but he also was a true Renaissance entrepreneur. First of all, he was involved in lots of different businesses, and those businesses did well, and many of them did poorly. One of my good friends is a longtime serial entrepreneur. He's not really a good friend, but I think of him as a friend. He may know of me. We have the same haircut. His name is Seth Godin. And he oftentimes begins his programs by simply saying this: I have started many businesses. That's right, I've started many businesses, and most of them have failed. Because that's what happens when you're an entrepreneur. You do a lot of things, and hopefully among the lot of things, a few things actually work. More and more, that's going to be the situation that you and I are in. These are perilous times. I hope that the peril is lessening and decreasing. I am desperately hoping and praying that we can get the children back in school. And I am now actually saying what I call a children's prayer. You've heard of the Lord's Prayer. Well, this is the children's prayer. And I'm going to pray every day that this situation of our children and the children that we don't know about, and the children that we love profoundly and care about because they are connected to us, we pray for them all, and we pray that they will get the opportunity to be back in a real school, doing real school things, and that their life can go and grow and be even better because of the experience they've gone through and hopefully the appreciation that they now have for the opportunities that are in school. I'm hoping that will happen. Well, Donald Trump had that experience, and of course, as a result of that, in the program called The Apprentice, and in one of my programs I did a number of years ago, I pointed out that that was a stroke of genius. In fact, that's what every company should do, is they should have people apprentice themselves, they should audition themselves, they should be given a project. The project will be evaluated, and they will hire the person who does the very best in the project. And the key line was after each episode, one of the apprentices was let go. It was determined that they had either messed up, had not made the contribution, or people just didn't like them. And those things happen, and Donald would turn to them and just simply say, "You're fired." Didn't let them go. It didn't make them redundant. They were fired. And in doing that one time, somebody talked about the directness of that, and the response from the person who was involved in the conversation was something like this: That's okay, because in today's world, you have to understand there are a lot of people who need firing. And that may be the case for a variety of us. Here's where I think I'm going as a business performance coach and as a broadcaster. And here is how I can help you and will help you, because you need help. You may not need my help, but I need help and I'm getting it. You need help and you need to get it. We need to help one another. Some of you are going to be fired. Now, some of you are going to fire yourselves, and this is why. You are going to do some stupid stuff. Right now, I am dismayed by the fact that there are people who are just waiting for something to happen. Well, I just have to kind of see where things hang out. No, that's stupid. Everybody has to be rethinking who they are, what they do, and how they serve others, and how they're going to make a living. And so you're fired. You have to start over. And that's why the first part of our program is called It's Startup Time. It's Startup Time. And you have to do that. Then the next part of the program is It's Speak Out Time. Speak Out Time. And this is where we put the microphone in front of you and say that in this world today, part of being a startup is to know how, just as Donald Trump knew in 2016, how to be involved in radio and television. You're going to have to get good at being a broadcaster, being a performer, and you may even have to do some things like Zoom or Skype or online. And I'm putting together a program right now, which we will start to broadcast in pilot version next week, which is called From Zoom to Zero. That's right, Zoom to Zero. How to perform, how to be at your best in online communication. Because let me tell you, a lot of the people doing Zooming should be fired. They do it poorly. They don't know how to do it. They do it incorrectly. In some cases, they just are wasting people's time. They're wasting their time. They're wasting other people's time. And to believe that you can teach young kids through Zoom, through online education in any effective way, is sheer stupidity. Which leads to the third line. Stop doing stupid stuff. And I'm going to point out some of the things that are stupid and then suggest, okay, it's startup time, it's a speak out time, and it's time to play smart. And there are certain skills and smarts that you need to acquire going forward. It will not be the same. Very little of the work you're doing is something that will carry over well in the world to come, even though it might be something very common. You might be what we all need except me. You might be a barber. You cut hair. Well, there'll be a lot more people who are not having hair, and there'll be a lot of people who will get their hair cut by somebody else, and there will be all kinds of ways in the midst of all the hair cutters and all the barbers and all the beauty salons. How do you meet the competition in a COVID-connected, ongoing, shut-down world? Businesses will have to be very, very different. So even though you may be in the same field, doing somewhat the same work, it's startup time, it's speak out time, it's don't be stupid time, and start being smart. And one of the ways you're going to have to do that is learn that in your Zoom conferences and conversations and those virtual experiences, you're going to have to learn how to be somebody who can do it well. I've seen a number and been a part of a number of Zoom conferences, and they are a waste of time. And it's not because the subject may not have been important. It's that how it was prepared, how it was presented, and how it was put forward by the people who didn't know what to do. Don't blame them. Nobody taught them or told them what to do. And as a result, you just wasted a lot of people's time. And not only did they not accomplish what they wanted, they disliked the experience even more. Don't be one of the stupid ones. The old line from Robertson Davies, the moralist, kind of a patron poet, though he was a novelist from Canada, Robertson Davies, has that wonderful line where a young woman bursts out and says, "Oh God, don't let me die stupid. Oh God, don't let me die stupid." So, if this is ringing with you, please, we can help you. We have the program that is going to help you understand how to begin your startup. We have a framework that'll help you think and do it. In terms of being a communicator like Donald Trump was and still is, we're going to teach you how to speak out, how to use the modern media, and then just to warn you that remember, stupidity is doing the same thing and expecting different results than you're getting. Don't be stupid. Here are some smart things, some smart skills that you will have to learn and know more about as we go forward. And we can help you do that. We'd be glad to do it with you. We might even do in a Zoom-type program, but it'll be very, very different than the one you're used to, for you, for your colleagues, for your business. Just reach out to me at stanhusted@gmail.com. That's stanhusted@gmail.com. And we'll be glad to help you figure that out. It's coming. And it's coming for you, and it's coming for me, and we need to be ready. And you might say, what's coming? That's the problem. Most of us don't know what's coming, but we have to be ready for it anyhow. Again, you are in tune with the Master Entrepreneur. We're here to help you make your mark in the post-COVID world. We're going to help you start up, speak out, don't be stupid, and how to be smart in your life, business, and career in the future that is ahead of you, starting right now.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
I'm going to do a little bit of a repeat. I put together a program, and by the way, we're putting together a lot of different programs for people. Cowboy Up Podcast. Boy, I'm hoping that's going to be number 1. The More Power to You, put out by the Praying Planet, a consortium of people around the world trying to help people understand that prayer matters. We're also helping a gentleman who is turning his career around, and now he's always wanted to be a cowboy singer and storyteller. So he has a podcast called A Cowboy's Heart. And by the way, one of the programs I'm going to be putting together shortly is, here is a list of all kinds of good programs that need to be presented, that you could do, that I can guarantee you, if you would do a good job, you will, quote, as I said, speak out. Your voice will reach out. It will be relevant. It will be real. And we can help you do just that. that's going to happen. So that's where we want to go with all of helping you do those things. Now, in this program that we did, I came up with a thing that I just, it happens. I'm trying more and more just to be open to the spirit of the universe expressed in the God of the universe. And I had just written a little bit down because I'd read an article about Clint Eastwood. And of course, most people know about Clint Eastwood. He's kind of one of the iconic actor, producer, directors. He's now in his 90s, still going strong. And he's known for a classic line. And that classic line, as many of you know, is, "Go ahead, make my day." And I've come to the conclusion, and I repeat it again, that is one of my morning prayers from now on. God, make my day. Make my day. We can talk about that if you wish. Again, stanhouston@gmail.com. But I'm also suggesting something else. I'm very clear about this. Children need to be back in school, and so we should be praying for the children. And right now I'm putting together and I'm encouraging a group of you to start praying for the children who we want to be back in school right now. Back in school, doing the things that children should do in school. And I'm composing a prayer for the children. I'm going to call it simply the Children's Prayer. And the Children's Prayer will be a prayer for children. And I want us to know it, maybe even memorize it. And then say it a lot. And then perhaps have people all around the world, just as people all around the world say the Lord's Prayer, and they say it obviously in some kind of unity or unison. I would like us to be praying for the children of the world, particularly at this time, in the time of pandemic, in the time of peril, and in the time where they need to be back profoundly learning and experiencing God's love, care, and the nurture of wise men and women who care for them and want to make sure that wisdom, insight, and truth and kindness comes into their life so that we can literally save the next generation. I'm oftentimes saying right now, our job is to save Western civilization. So I'm going to ask you to think about that and to reach out. What would you do if you were helping us all put together a prayer for the children? Right now, here in the middle of August, as school is beginning its startup and going up and hopefully doing well, what would be a prayer for the children? Why don't you tell me what you think about that? Well, hopefully, in the past 15, 16 minutes, you've learned something you didn't know before. We like to believe that you could learn more here by accident than most places by design. By the way, that's a wonderful line, stolen from a guy in St. Paul who was brilliant and brighter than I am in this business, but I certainly, say, did Joe Suture a great line. I use it a lot, but it's true. You learn more here by accident than most places by design, and that's the goal. You're supposed to spend 20 minutes every day learning something new, and if you do that, things will go well with you. You will be more interesting, and because of that, people will be more interested in you. The Master Entrepreneur. I'm Stan Houston. Please stay in touch. StanHouston@gmail.com. StanHouston@gmail.com. We're located on Route 77, so we just simply call it 77. Route 77, What It Takes Radio. We're here for you, and we're here to do our best to help you make your mark in the world, to not only survive, but to thrive, and to do something that you love and something that matters and makes a difference. Best and blessings to you, and go around and say thank you 100 times a day, and why don't you try and bless 100 people every day? Just give that a try sometime. Just be a blessing to them. See what might happen. All the best. Bye for now. I'm Stan.